Good evening, Internet, and welcome back to the sophomoric episode of Tears of Joy, the only game show where the correct answers are your own opinion. I am the Comic Foil, and I am joined by a special guest today. Here is a woman who spent an hour getting an outfit ready for a podcast that does not have video.
It does not, I promise you.
I want to introduce my good friend, Vivi.
Hello, hi. You've probably heard my voice before.
Longtime friend of the channel, of Oscar's channel.
Yay.
On the team for Project Isekai Showdown.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that more at the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll plug that right at the end so people actually remember it, instead of at the beginning, so people don't remember it.
I call this a podcast, but I mean, there is like a visual element, but like,
I'm not one of the visual elements.
Yeah.
This is unfortunate, because this outfit is killing people right now.
It's really good, unfortunately, for you guys. Oh my goodness,
what?
Penny also wants to be.
Do we
in
get the
episode.
penny cam? Can we get a penny cam?
I need to, guys. If you go to my Ko-fi account and support the show, we can get a penny cam.
We're getting the penny cam. Let's go.
So today's topic is very fitting because this is a game that Vivi introduced me to. We're talking about the game Slay the Princess, and we are going to rank the. We're going to tier the vessels from Slay the Princess.
So also, just as a heads up, there's gonna be massive spoilers for Slay the Princess. What's your swearing policy?
Absolutely fucking not.
Yay! What about,
it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so Slay the Princess is a game I think best played blind at least the first time you play it.
Yeah, so if you have... okay, look, we're going to tank our viewership, and that's going to be great. I'm going to love that, because then people are going to put this on their watch later playlist and never come back to it.
Absolutely.
Please tell me if you've done that. Hopefully, when you do tell us that you've done that, you come back and actually watch this video.
Or, hit like before you leave the video, so that when you come back and watch it later, then you can dislike the video.
Exactly.
But at least you'll have liked it to, kind of put a pin in this.
Yeah, exactly.
In case you don't come
Understandable.
back.
Yeah. You'll put it in your other watch later video.
Also, if you've decided, I don't really care about spoilers for Slay the Princess.
Also cool, too. But you are depriving yourself of a transcendent experience.
And I hope at least that, hearing about this, you'll be like, oh, that's kind of cool, I do want to play it
Yeah,
now.
There's some really cool Let's Plays out there. I tend not to, be super into Let's Plays, but this is a game where, it kind of ends up being it's kind of a mirror. So
it's interesting to see each person's
your experience is going to be very different from everybody else's. And in fact, I actually do have written down the first 5 vessels that I got, and at some point those will be relevant.
Awesome.
So I kind of want to discover that alongside with you. I've probably told you, but you don't remember.
Not really, no.
Good. I'm glad. It can be a surprise for one of us.
Yeah. So this is our system here. As you can see, we have 7 tiers because I like to kind of have a good middle point. But we have S is our peak. In the middle, we have C for fine, if you don't really have much of an opinion about it at all. We have F for total garbo, and we have the many letters in between.
So, I think it's going to be really, really almost impossible to get to an F tier or even E tier for me. Because,
this is only the second episode, and we have not yet used F tier for anything.
Oh, man, we got to get a game where we can get some F tier trash.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't play garbage.
Do it.
But
we should fix that.
Let's
fix that.
Guys, put recommendations in the comments for what trash you want me to rank. But for now, Slay the Princess vessels. These are basically the different forms the princess might take over your many different interactions with her.
Yep. So, alright, where are we starting with?
We are starting with our Chapter 1. I think this is the only one that you can't actually hand to...
She's not a vessel.
The shifting mound, unless there's something I don't know about.
Yeah, so, I think you do. So I don't even think if you interact with her that you can. I don't think there is a way to actually give her to the shifting mound reconnect her to the shifting mound. It's complicated. So if you played the game, you understand.
The princess is an interesting place to start on the tier list.
Do you have the shifting mound on here?
I do not. That would have been a good idea,
A-tier.
actually.
S-tier.
But it's okay.
I want a tattoo.
I'll put it in post.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I guess, so the princess also, I feel like, is the most important in the different paths that it can take, because it's the one that can lead you to any of these other vessels.
Yeah.
And I think it does that very well.
I think so too.
Just, these are ultimately, you get, as the guest, you get final say on all of these. I am here to guide you and help you organize your thoughts, but these are your opinions.
Okay. So I think because of how not just how important she is, because like some characters can be important, but they can also be kind of boring. I don't ever think the chapter 1, hero and the princess is ever boring. No. I think that every time you interact with her, you learn something new about her, you learn something new about you, the character,
it's going to be the one
quiet, but also about you, the player behind the keyboard.
It's what you're going to be seeing the most, so it's very important for it to be at least like consistently interesting.
Yeah, I think one of the things that the base princess does incredibly well is cue you to the importance of the knife and how your choices around the pristine blade affect the world around you, because you don't always have access to the pristine blade, and some of the other ones we are going to talk about how you just don't get access to it, or you get access of taken away from you because of your prior decisions,
or you have to start with it. You don't get a choice not to have it.
Right. So I'm gonna put her in A tier. I think S would be a little too generous, because like I don't have a strong attachment to her specifically because she's so multifaceted and flexible.
Yeah.
I think later we might have one that actually does hit that point for similar reasons, but I think it's because you've invested all of this time and effort with her. So, A tier, princess, I think she fits very nicely.
I think that's really good, and that's not, putting the cart before the horse, because I think we're going to have a few S tiers.
Yeah. Yes.
So one of the possible chapter 2s you get is the adversary. So she's taking on kind of a like tiefling brawler form.
Yeah, she's like a I mean, the adversary is literally referring to like Satan. Yeah. But she's also just like so this
is the princess who you have had like a good fight with, and she's decided she's
like, that was some. She wants a cigarette after that fight.
Yeah.
Like, understandable. Because like she looks at you and she's like, that was good.
I want to fight that guy.
Let's do that again.
That made me feel alive.
Yeah. No. So here's my thoughts.
Okay.
I like the adversary a lot, but I don't love the adversary.
It's maybe the window into more interesting chapter 3 vessels.
I think I also haven't explored her chapters as thoroughly as some of the other ones, and like I've gotten a lot of these, but I haven't gotten all of them, and I haven't gotten all the routes, so that's going to be interesting.
But as the contestant on this show, it's your opinion, and you're right about all the opinions you put here.
I'm always right.
Yeah.
Thank you for reinforcing that delusional belief of mine.
You know that, but I need everybody at home to know that.
Important. You should know that. So no, I think B tier.
I feel pretty good about B.
I feel like if I spent more time with her, I could be convinced to put her in the A tier. But I always have a really, I think she's interesting. I want to see more with her. I like the metaphor that they use with her.
Yeah.
How is your monetization, by the way? Are you getting monetized? Are you going to monetize this?
No.
Okay, great.
No, I don't make any money.
Great, cool. Neither do I, frankly. But for other reasons.
I was so disarmed by that, like I didn't know what you meant at
You
first.
were like, I
sucker
punched you. Almost like what the adversary could do to you. Yeah.
How little I know about monetizing.
The adversary is a pretty strong allegory for sex and sexuality, for as Patton Oswalt might put it, like smacking meat against meat.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, there's...
I mean, I definitely get that. There is definitely an air of that, of like, let's do that again.
Let's do that again, yeah. Because of course there's, like, a competitiveness, but there's a especially compared to probably the one we're going to talk about next, there's a sense of equality and egalitarianism.
I mean, so many of these
player
are
and
like metaphors for relationships.
Sure, every single goddamn one of them is, but
this is a love story, as the game tells you at the very beginning.
But I think when you get to the adversary, it's a little bit of a more spicy love story. And I think the Eye of the Needle actually like iterates on that. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I will briefly, but like they kind of tap into the same theme.
Yeah.
So
I think the adversary is like you and the adversary is a toxic relationship where, oh my gosh, Penny, she's in here flopping her ears.
Jesus Christ, doggy.
Where she's it's like two people who
are being
toxic
other.
But are kind of enjoying
they're
it.
They're bad for each other and they're super into it and they know it.
They're bringing out bad parts of each other.
Yeah, they're taking each other's worst aspects and going, "Oh, that's the best part of you." And I think there's a lot of really cool stuff. I'm just not super personally attached to her. I think there's other princesses that like hit that note for me a little bit closer, but like no, she's really cool. I think there's a lot of good stuff in there. B tier,
super
solid.
Fair.
Yeah.
The towers. So this is my first time ever playing. This was the first chapter 2 I got.
Interesting.
And I didn't end that on. Then I got to a chapter 3. But
yes.
So tower was one of the first. This was the first time I saw a transformation and realized, like, oh, this isn't me just trying to, like...
do the same thing over and over
like,
again.
figure out how to beat the game by making the right choices. This is, like, something else.
So one thing... So this is the cool part, because this is one of the first... I watched... Like, we sat down and I watched you play the first time. And the first time that you picked up the game, I like seeing what people's first reactions... What's
so funny is I've shown this game similarly to one other person, and their first 2 vessels were the exact same
as yours.
Yeah.
So the tower, I've noticed people who try to play the game like a game as a puzzle.
Yeah.
Try to almost dominate the game and try to exert their will over it.
Or like try to like make the strategic choice of like, okay, let me get all this information.
Will you?
Penny, you're gonna be banished.
That's right.
You're gonna be banished from the office.
That's right. Okay. So I think that the tower is... I like the tower. I think I feel pretty similarly to the tower that I do to the adversary, where I like them a lot. I think she's...
Penny's been escorted by... She's been taken out by security.
I feel like it feels similar to the tower the way I do about the adversary. She's a tall woman who could definitely crush my bones, and usually I'm really into that, but there was... Okay, the thing I didn't always like about the tower
this
was
should be hot, and it's just not quite...
You don't see me as a human being.
Yeah, and the tower, to review for people, this is the form... I think one of the requirements is you have to tell her that she has the ability to end the world, and then get killed by her.
Yep, exactly.
And then she's like, oh, I'm a god.
Oh, wow. Actually, this is really fun, guys.
I think the tower's kind of frustrating. Especially for a new player trying to figure out what this game is going to be, because her MO is like not letting you make choices.
I would agree with that.
I love it narratively, but
it is a good way to tell the player, no, you don't really have full agency here.
Yeah.
I think it can be frustrating. I would agree. I think maybe that's the other part of it.
It's a lesson I needed to learn to enjoy the game, so I guess I can't be too mad at it.
I think, honestly, it pains me to say this, but B tier. I
agree, yeah.
Yeah. B tier, she's great narratively. I think she's impressive. I love the aesthetic. I love everything. Like, you would think
from an artistic standpoint, the sense of scale is really good too.
Absolutely.
It's so hard to like make somebody look big, I feel like, without other characters standing next to them.
For sure. Yeah. And they do an excellent job with that. It's just one of the primary theme, and in comparison to the adversary, where the adversary sees you as an equal and can negotiate almost with you through violence. The tower sees you as beneath her, and it's a different form of a toxic relationship where power becomes the defining characteristic.
Yeah.
It's not so much physical power as it is through the adversary, but emotional. It's almost, he's kind of emotionally abusive in a sense.
I think so, yeah.
Where, like, and I don't like throwing that word around, like, carelessly, but my initial thoughts are that she's going to, instead of using physical violence, she never has to use her body to get you to do what she wants you to do. She will always use her voice, her power, her influence, and that's
I think of it as like a power dynamic being out of balance.
100%.
Like, this is somebody who, like, all your finances are dependent on them, or, like, they're much older than you, or they were, like, your professor once.
Yup. And
not that those can, like, never work, but,
but like,
these are the kinds of challenges
when the power imbalance is so strong and also invoked by the person with the power, it tends to lead to a very poorly balanced relationship. So conceptually, once again, I think she's very strong. She's one of, like, the best, like, if she's one of the best characters to run into in your first playthrough because of what you described. You kind of need to be told, okay, I don't really have full agency here.
But also, in that first playthrough, I had so much more fun with other vessels I got in that playthrough than I did with the tower.
Yep. I think she leads to interesting routes. I think she's a lot like the adversary.
Yeah.
But I like the adversary more.
I think maybe we're gonna see Chapter 3 characters generally higher than Chapter 2 characters. But I don't know.
I think there's some exceptions.
Maybe we'll see.
So let's continue, because we've got a really good one here.
So the Spectre, this, you basically, no nonsense, you go in, you don't talk to her, you kill her.
Yes.
And then you come back for Chapter 2, and her body is still there, but there's this frankly adorable little ghost.
Oh my god, she's amazing. She's perfect. No notes. No, I like how... So the theme I've noticed with this chapter is yearning for connection. So, like, one of the things that ends up happening through that initial playthrough, when you go and you just kill her, you deprive her of the ability to connect with you at all.
Yeah.
So she craves that when you come back to her in the next chapter.
This is kind of giving her some of the least agency. At first, at least.
At first.
I can think of another one that does even less, but...
Yeah. So and I think there's, like, a good thematic, like, through line between those two. I know who you're talking about. But, I think the Spectre leads to some of the best interactions in the game.
Yeah. You also get the voice of the cold in this one. That's one of my favorite inner voices.
Wow.
We're just going to come back anyway. You all seem to keep forgetting that.
He's fantastic. I love him. But no, I think the Spectre has some of the best paths out of her. I mean, she's got the Princess and the Dragon, and I think the better of the two Wraith endings as well. Honestly, I can't decide between S and A because she's really good, and I think thematically, she's really important for the game.
Oh, it's kind of like she's, like, trapped between the living and the dead here. But we need to free her from this purgatory. We have to pick one.
She's dead. I'm gonna go bold. I'm gonna say S tier.
Okay.
She's S tier. I see fan art of her all the time. When people think of the game, I think she's one of the first ones people think of. S tier.
Excellent choice. The Nightmare, which, going back through, I recently replayed to, like, see some of the last few vessels I hadn't, and at first I was having trouble because I was getting the Nightmare and the Spectre confused, but they are very different.
Yep. They're thematically similar and tied together, like a lot of the ones that are next to each other will be and are. However,
the Nightmare, so you basically, you talk to her some, and then instead of killing her or trying to free her, you just leave her down there.
Yeah.
And she starts threatening you that she's gonna break out, she's gonna kill you, and she turns into a manifestation of your nightmares.
Yep.
And then her chapter is a nightmare world.
So she was one of the ones that I got during my first playthrough.
Same, actually.
Yeah. She's another one where I do see a lot of fan art of her. I see a lot of art of her in general. I think she's got a really strong design. I think she's really cool.
Yeah.
The one thing that I struggle with for her is tying her and the spectre thematically together. And maybe I need your opinion, and maybe I need your, like, workshopping on this.
Okay.
It seems to me like where the spectre is, like, craving connectedness and closeness, the nightmare revels in the fact that she's separate from you, and that she has power over you. Kind of similar to the tower, but I struggle to, like, find a clear distinction between, like, her... What theme is she really trying to push?
Because
what
Spectre and Nightmare both have the same kind of plan, that they need to possess your body because they think that's how they get out.
Yes.
Is with you. But the Spectre also wants to be with you, like, emotionally, and is very hurt by you leaving. And Nightmare, I think, kind of hates you a little bit more. Like, kind of is more spiteful to you.
So, what's interesting is I actually don't remember if the nightmare needs to possess you, but I know the wraith does.
I believe the nightmare, that is their plan.
Okay.
That is her plan.
Which it's like almost like I need to, like, use... Yeah.
Nightmare is also where you get the voice of the paranoid doing the trick with the, like...
Heart.
Liver.
Lungs. Nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I've seen some people, like, make remixes of that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen t-shirts with that on it.
That would be a good t-shirt.
Yeah, oh, it's so good. So
I want a t-shirt of, like, or something with the, like if the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. I want that as, like, a, like, crocheted sign on the wall.
And I also would, like, underneath it, you have all of the responses from all the different voices.
Like, you know how people have, like God bless this home, I want, like, if the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
That's great. I love that. So good. So, interestingly enough, I was at Anime NYC this weekend.
Okay.
And there was one person in a Slay the Princess cosplay. And they were the nightmare. And it was pretty cool.
That's pretty good cosplay fuel.
So I think I'm gonna put her in A tier. I think I have a lot of attachment to the nightmare that I can't quite explain, and it's that inability to explain it and put it into words that makes me struggle to put her into S tier.
I'm like having trouble. Apart from the design, I'm having trouble thinking about anything super stand out about her in the chapter itself.
I think there's a lot of branching paths that the nightmare can run into. I think the art direction in that chapter is gorgeous. Like, that sold me on the game.
Yeah.
I think she was, like, the second or third one that I got, like, pretty early on. We'll get to the first one I got.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Because I think you told me once, but I don't remember.
Yeah. So I think Nightmare A tier. Very good, great, actually. Just, I struggle to, like, put exactly why I like her as much as I do, besides, like, aesthetically. And so I can't really justify putting her higher.
Works for me.
Okay.
This is a fun one. The Razor.
So you were asking me what my first one was.
What a strange one to get first.
What a fucking wild-ass ride.
So, and I think it's, like, so specific, the requirements to get this, because you need to ask, like, what I think is a pretty offhand compliment, which is, like, are we sure she's not armed?
Yeah, so...
And then the whole thing becomes she's like Wolverine and she has blades in her arms.
So, okay, let me tell you why I think this is really funny.
Okay.
So, you know me. I tend to check for feedback. I check for, understanding. I'm like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Oftentimes. I like security. I like shortness. That's what the Razor's all about.
Okay.
You are certain she's going to murder you.
She's so funny about it, too.
And she's great. She's one of my favorites. She is... Now, one thing I think that kind of, and this is kind of partly with her and her counterpart, is she does not get a chapter 3 that's like more than her. Does that make sense?
She's kind of weird in that she comes back for a chapter 3.
Yes.
Potentially.
Yes.
I think there are ways to fail on chapter 2.
Yeah, there's 2 versions of chapter 3. There's one where you actually can defeat her, and then there's one where I think she explodes into a series of blades and murders you.
I got where like chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 20, chapter
Yeah. I love. Okay, so
which must be really weird if it's your first time.
Oh my god, it was
game.
wild.
Yeah.
And
you don't know the conventions it's breaking yet.
Fun fact. So the first time I played this game was back in March, and I had a very important surgery back in March. Let's just put it that way. And I was very confused by this. This was one of my only forms of entertainment while I was in the hospital. And I was very confused, but very intrigued. I don't remember where I was going with this. Maybe it was just the urge to overshare. But,
I mean, you know, a beautiful woman made of blades is probably like a strange
The
thing
perfect woman!
Yes. Remember Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark had like Swiss Miss as like a made-up villain?
Oh my god, that's beautiful. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh, that's so good. Okay.
I like her a lot. My favorite part of the Razor is just that first time meeting
look.
her and the like, oh, why would I don't remember stabbing you, so I must not have done it. Why don't you come over here so I can not stab you?
So one of the most iconic moments in the game happens during the Razor. And it's when you get all of the other voices.
Yeah. Because the rule is every time you die, you get a new voice. And you die a lot.
And one of them is the voice of the Smitten. And you can give her the look.
Smitten is my favorite inner voice. I think he's so funny.
Oh god. Oh, he's so good. He's perfect.
I'm inconsolable.
He's a theater kid.
Yeah.
What? Okay. I like the voice of the Cheated a lot. He's so annoying.
Cheated's
in
up
just
there.
Like the right way. That's just like, you're funny.
I think
I
think my favorite is Smitten. Second favorite is Opportunist because he's such a shit.
Opportunist is such a little shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But unfortunately, that's not what we're ranking today.
We are not ranking that. Maybe we should fix that.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Future video.
Future video. Okay. This is hard. I think the A tier is going to be real full, but we're going to add...
with everybody being up here unless we get to the ends of one of these, then we need to start demoting people.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Because then it's like, okay, well, how do we distinguish here? Nope.
We can also change our mind part way through.
Perfect sense. A tier. Let's go to the next one.
Okay. Let's talk about the Beast.
The Beast!
The Beast! Be gone, Beast!
I can still do that. So, the Beast. The
Beast, to me, this was my 5th, so like my last like run in my first playthrough was the Beast into the Den. So for me, those two are very tied together.
They're very tightly wound
I don't know where one starts and the other ends, really.
The Beast is... I don't understand what... It didn't connect with me.
Like, for a different theme,
way.
For diversity's sake, it's a very different one, and I'm glad there's a very different one.
Mm-hmm. I think she plays really nicely with the witch in terms of theming. I think
you get the Hunted, and that's like the most natural place for Voice of the Hunted.
Yeah. I think that sets up a lot of interesting things, but I've never been excited when I got the Beast as my chapter. I think the themes it touches on of just like, you know, there's a lot of similarities between the Beast and the Witch. Like the frog and the scorpion is just in my nature. I just have to. Yeah. I have to eat or be eaten. I have to win or I will die.
Yeah.
And I think those themes are better explored in The Witch. I think they're just more interesting in The Witch.
I can't even think of how do you get to the beast? You kind of like, you try to kill her and then you like show too much fear.
I forget offhand. I could look it up, but I do forget offhand. I don't know. I think she's our first C tier. I don't dislike her. I haven't played enough with her to really like.
We're grading on a curve here, I think.
Yeah.
Too, so like, she's fine.
She's fine.
Remember, C is fine.
C is fine. I think maybe if I did a little more reading, if I understood a little bit more about her, okay.
This is your opinion, and opinions are based on experiences. So if you don't have the experience...
Wasn't one of my first ones. It was one I kind of had to work to get to, and I really didn't care for that route in particular.
Yeah.
Now, she does lead to a really cool route, which is one of my favorites. But,
before we can talk about that...
C tier.
Okay.
Beast goes in C tier.
I think a more interesting version of this is in The Witch.
The Witch.
So The Witch
S tier.
You get by...
S tier.
Yeah.
Just put her in S tier. We'll talk about her. S tier. God bless that woman.
So to do this, you need to basically say you're going to help her.
Go through with most of helping her, and then stab her instead.
Yeah.
And she gives you the worst look. And she... oh, God. So...
And then you get somebody who has very clear trust issues with you in The Witch.
So the entire Witch chapter is effectively a game of chicken. And the only way to really win it is to not play. It really is there's a lot of like prisoner's dilemma here. Of like, they explicitly invoke like the frog and the scorpion.
Yeah.
That fable. But I think what's more interesting is there's two versions. I don't know if you're familiar, but there's two versions of the prisoner's dilemma of game theory problem.
Oh, okay. Enlighten me.
So the one that most people know is the traditional prisoner's dilemma, where you have, two prisoners who they can't talk to each other. If they both betray each other, they both get a longer sentence. But if one betrays the other and the other cooperates with the other, then the person who betrayed gets a shorter sentence than the one who cooperated. And if they both cooperate, they get off scot-free.
So everybody could be happy, except
there's
you
the
need to trust each other.
possibility of betrayal.
Yeah.
The best answer, according to game theory, is to betray your friend, because you will get a worse sentence. You will both get a middle of the road sentence rather than being the worst sentence.
Yeah.
If you both betray each other. So the way the math actually works, betraying is the better option. However, the opposite is true when you repeat this experiment over time. So if you were to do this, a prisoner's dilemma, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, the best option would always be to cooperate. So when you have multiple instances of a prisoner's dilemma of trust issues,
it's better to build trust.
The optimal play is actually to build trust over time, because it makes it more likely that you will get the cooperate.
Yeah.
Where you both get off scot-free.
Yeah.
So, like, mathematically, trust makes sense. Really cool. Because that's, I think, the only way you can get to the thorn, which is to, and I'm not going to talk too much about her, but the way that you progress and the way that I think this chapter kind of epitomizes that, like, infinite prisoner's dilemma problem is that you see her change how she thinks in that last moment.
Yeah. I mean, I think the most evocative part of The Witch is how you can say, I'm not going to hurt you. You can hand her the wife as a sign of you can hand her the knife as a sign of goodwill. And it will even say in the choices, like, I'm going to break the cycle of violence. Mm-hmm. And it's still very possible that the witch then stabs you in the back with the knife you just handed her.
Yeah.
And I think that's important, though, to show that it's, like, not enough for you to just say, I'm going to break the cycle. Like, you both have to do that.
Right.
And I think it's kind of fair because, like, at that point...
It's realistic.
And you've only betrayed her. She's never betrayed you before. And it's kind of like, I don't know. I think she's kind of justified in
It's
that
like,
moment.
hey, look, understandable, honestly.
Based
You
on the
know,
information she has at
You
that
get one,
time.
I get one. It's understandable.
And you
all
see
right.
her instantly regret it as she realizes, like, oh no, you really were trying to, like, turn over.
Yeah,
a new leaf.
it's almost like you had a prisoner's dilemma, and then she had hers, and you both betrayed each other, and you got that middle option.
Which is so
And then...
great setup for the thorn, which we're not going to talk about right now.
Which we are not going to talk about right now. The other path, which also she also shares with the beast, is also really, really interesting, and is also about like connectedness and trust and all that sort of stuff. And it's really, really cool. But we are also not going to talk about that right now.
I think it's worth saying though that it's really interesting as windows to other things, but it's also so interesting on its own.
But most importantly, John, you forgot something. She has the :3 face.
Yeah, she has a little kitty mouth.
By default.
Yeah.
She's perfect. No notes.
Yeah.
I do not want to fix her. Alright, bring up our next princess.
Unfortunately, before we could do that, I need to introduce you to the intermissions.
Can we play the alligator crawl?
Maybe.
In post?
Extra vocationally, yeah. Yeah, I think we can do that. I think we can
do
make
the
that
alligator
happen.
crawl? Okay, cool.
Note to editor, which is me, please put in alligator crawl.
Yeah, great.
So these intermissions are a little bit of a palate cleanser. Let's mix some objective with our subjective here to kind of keep our brains fresh. To keep
let's clean out the trash.
Take a mental stretch here.
Maybe throw away all of the Oreo wrappers we've been leaving around the room.
Yeah. Now, while this game is of course all about slaying the princess and is a command, I think we also need to note that it is a very educational game, because sometimes in life you do need to be able to slay a princess. So we're going to play a game called How to Slay a Princess.
I don't want to, though. She's fine. Let her be.
So what I'm going to give you here is a series of fictional and in one case historical princesses.
Okay.
And you're going to tell me, it's going to be multiple choice.
Okay.
You're going to tell me based
you
on...
saved me. This is the only reason I got like honors in high school, is because of the multiple choice questions. I promise you.
Yep. You're going to tell me, based on past data, based on the continuity or the history of this character, how one goes about slaying this princess.
Understandable. I think I understand the prompt. Let's go.
All right. Number 1, and the reason why I said historical, we got Marie Antoinette, who was a daughter to a empress of Vienna and later married to King Louis XVI of France. Do we A, behead her by guillotine? Let me just get through the choices.
Not A!
B, burn her on a pyre. C, throw her out a window of the Palais des Tuileries.
You could shorten that by making it defenestrate. You'd save a little letters.
I know, but I wanted to write Palais des Tuileries.
But defenestrate is a really fun word.
It is a really fun word. I lost sleep over how to word this, actually.
Understandable. You should have phoned me and given away one of the non-answers.
Or D, let her eat cake. It is, of course, to behead her by guillotine.
Oh, man. Very, very iconic, actually.
Yeah.
I won't keep interrupting you.
No,
I just
absolutely.
wanted the bit, so I promise you.
No, I'm glad. That's why this is first, because I wanted the one that you were going to jump at, too.
Yeah.
You are 1 out of 1 right now.
Wow.
Let's go to The Little Mermaid from the Hans Christian Andersen novel. This is not Princess Ariel. This is the unnamed Little Mermaid, daughter of the unnamed King of the Sea, from the Hans Christian Andersen story.
Okay.
I don't know if we have a Disney death of Ariel, but anyway.
We don't.
In the book,
not that I know of.
Do you A, steal her soul in a binding contract? B, transform her into a human underwater so she drowns?
Oh my god, dude. Jesus Christ.
C, run her through with the bow of a ship? Or D, friend zone her so hard she turns into sea foam?
Did you have to come up with all the wrong answers too?
Absolutely.
Brutal? First of all, the answer is D.
The answer is D. We're gonna friend zone her so hard that she turns into sea foam.
God, I wish that were me.
I mean, I've had days.
Yeah. Just to return to the warm embrace of the sea.
Fun fact: So Hans Christian Andersen, based on a lot of historical records, was most likely queer, maybe bisexual or pansexual.
I've heard some trans themes in there too.
Yeah, so he had...
I would fucking know.
He wrote this after a case of unrequited love with a close friend.
Also,
so this was very much him bearing his soul.
So one other fun fact is because the Little Mermaid is not human, she can't get into heaven.
Yeah, so
that's why she turns into sea foam instead.
Yep, and that's why it wasn't stealing her soul with a binding contract, because she didn't have one. She didn't have one according to the book.
That's absolutely messed up, and I don't like that, and that's sad.
It was also a very early Christian story. It was very Hans Christian Andersen.
Yeah, less Hans.
Yeah, more Christian.
Yeah.
It's like 80, 10%, 10%.
Damn. Okay.
You're doing good so far. Let's go on to question number 3. Cordelia of Britain. This is the daughter of King Lear from Shakespeare's King Lear.
Okay.
So this one might be a little tough for you. If you wanted to kill the youngest daughter of King Lear, would you drown her in a river, hang her in prison, drink poison so she kisses you and gets poisoned, or bake her into a pie?
Well, I know it's not D, because I'm pretty sure that's taxidermy.
Okay, so you get the game of this question.
I do. Drink poison so she kisses you and gets poisoned. I'm pretty sure that's Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
No, I'm misremembering things. Okay, so A is Ophelia.
Okay.
I know she doesn't get drowned. She walks into the water and just...
Well, she does drown, though.
Right.
Not by a person,
she's not
but
drowned, but she drowns herself.
Yeah, she's drowned by physics.
So, I'm trying to remember. I want to say B, because it's the only one I'm not as familiar with, and I think I can identify all the other ones, and I didn't read King Lear.
I'm so sorry that I didn't make these questions harder, because she does get hanged in prison.
Damn, okay.
This is not a particularly good picture for that, because we can't see her, but trust me, that is what happens to her.
Alright, I'm trusting you. I'm doing the imagination.
Yeah, so, King Lear gets, and his one daughter who stays loyal and sticks with him, they both get captured, and they're both being sentenced to death, and the, guy who sentenced her to death decides to spare her, but it's too late. By the time they get there, they've already hanged. The sentence has already been put through.
Brutal. Actually brutal. Damn. Shakespeare really knew how to write a good death. Okay.
For question 4, we have Myrcella Baratheon from Game of Thrones. Now, unlike The Little Mermaid, this is going to be the TV show Game of Thrones, because I believe until Winds of Winter come out, we don't know the ultimate fate of Myrcella Baratheon.
That's true.
But this is the daughter, supposedly, of King Robert Baratheon and Cersei, but really...
We think...
But really, she's the daughter of Jaime and Cersei Lannister.
We didn't have 23andMe or Jerry Springer back then, so...
Well, we have that, like, that document that Eddard Stark looks at that's like, oh my god, brown hair, blonde hair? Impossible!
Damn. Yeah. No, understandable.
So, do we A, behead her with a sword, B, blow up the Church of the Sparrow,
fucking metal, by the way,
C, drink poison so you kiss her and she gets poisoned,
here.
Or D, burn down King's Landing with a dragon? This is the TV show we're going with, because she is not yet
dead.
I
have read the books.
She is not yet dead in the books.
Yes. I read the books almost 10 years ago. Jesus Christ.
And that book still isn't out.
It's not out! I thought it was around the corner 10 years ago! The pizzas are coming. I promise. The pizzas
George R.R. Martin is a ticking time bomb.
100%.
He's not going to get these books
He is going
out.
to Robert Jordan the shit out of us.
Nice.
It's C. It is C. She drinks you drink poison so that you kiss her, and then she gets poisoned.
Yes.
So,
in this case, she's
Sand
not the
Snakes,
one
right?
doing the kissing. It's I forget her name, but Oberyn's lover kisses her.
One of the Sand Snakes.
Yeah.
I do remember her in the books. I just forgot her first name, unfortunately.
But yeah, you're 4 for 4 right now.
Maybe I'm really good at slaying princesses.
You must
I'm
be.
just really good at slaying. I've seen my outfit. They have not.
Slaying all over the place.
Damn.
Question 5.
Ooh.
Aida of Nubia from the 1871 opera. You might
Not-
also be...
Is there a difference between the opera and the musical?
I'm gonna be
No.
kind and tell you that for this question, she dies the same way in the
Okay.
Broadway musical.
Okay. Okay. Read the answers. Read the
Yes.
answers.
So I keep forgetting to read the answers. But is it A, seal her in a tomb? B, let the peasants stone her? C, feed her to the Sphinx? D, trick her into saying her name backwards?
So is that a dia?
I guess it would be.
It would be? Okay. It is A. Seal her in a tomb. She does not get stoned, not that I know of. And I'm pretty sure the Sphinx is not a character.
No.
Yeah.
There are no living sphinxes in that story. She does get sealed in a tomb with her lover.
So,
And as a point of compassion, the princess of Egypt allows the two of them to be buried together. That's like the olive branch for them.
yeah.
But
No, that is a kindness. So, how would you say her full name in reverse?
oh, like the full like
Well, including the of Nubia part, yes.
Eabun full Edia?
And she didn't disappear? Well, yeah.
She has to say it.
She has to say it.
Yeah.
Well, did she? No. Okay.
No.
Let's move on.
If I'm ever mounting a production of Aida, I will
We gotta
see if
find-
we can.
We gotta find the opportunity to make this happen.
Do you know what character that comes from? The say your name
Mr.
backwards.
Mitzelplix?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Did I pronounce that right? Mostly.
There's not like a. I
Canon?
personally say Mr. Mixus-Pitalik, but
Mitzelplix, okay.
The whole joke is that
you can't pronounce his name.
it's something that works in
unpronounceable.
text and not out loud.
Yeah.
All right,
That
question.
is kind of a good shit post, honestly.
Yeah. Question 6. Princess What's Her Name from the video game Earthworm Jim.
I know this one.
Is it A, blast her with Jim's ray gun, B, crush her with a falling cow, C, break her space helmet, or D, burn her in the fires of planet Hell? This is from the Sega Genesis game
Earthworm Jim, where you start the game by launching a cow into space.
In order to get through the level, you need to move this
Yes.
cow out of the way.
And so you complete the game by crushing the princess with the cow. So the answer is B.
V, that's completely ridiculous and also correct.
100% correct.
Yes. You might be our first person to get perfectly through an intermission.
What? Okay, alright.
Here's our last question, but this I don't believe historically is a franchise you're terribly familiar with.
Alright, let's see it. Let's go.
How would you kill Princess Leia Organa? Would you A, throw her in a trash compactor? B, chain her to Jabba the Hutt? C, blast her into the vacuum of space? Or D, lightsaber stab the person she's force projection talking to?
So, she was chained to Jabba the Hutt, but she survived that one. She survived the trash compactor. I don't ever think she was blasted to the vacuum of space, but I'm pretty sure the answer is D. Lightsaber stab the person she's force projecting talking to?
So,
Did I just...
I will say this was a little bit of a trick question
Oh, you got one!
because she has been thrown into a trash compactor in the original Star Wars movie,
Yes.
but she did survive that.
She did.
Then in Return of the Jedi, she was chained to Jabba the Hutt, but not only
Survived.
was she not killed, she killed Jabba the Hutt
Yeah.
with that chain.
With that chain, yeah.
Iconic.
Yeah, metal as hell.
But then in Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, she was blasted into the vacuum of
And
space.
you know, I didn't see that one. And that was how Han Solo died, right? Force projected the
Well, the thing
lightsaber
is,
stab. Is that right?
the thing is, she survived being blasted into the vacuum of space
Wait, what?
because she has the Force, lives to Episode 9, where she dies while force projecting talking to Kylo Ren while Rey and Kylo Ren are fighting, and Rey, not realizing that Kylo has stopped attacking her, stabs Kylo Ren with a lightsaber. That sudden shock is so much to Leia's old body while she's doing something that is very intensive on her that she dies as a result. And you are correct.
Completely by accident.
I know knowing this would require you to watch The Rise of Skywalker.
Which is
I would not inflict that on you.
Yeah, thank you. I do appreciate that.
But I'm glad you got the answer right anyway.
Yeah, genuinely. I did mix her up with Han Solo, who dies by getting stabbed by Kylo Ren in the Force Awakens.
Yes.
That's the first one?
That's correct.
Okay, the first one, the new trilogy. Yeah.
And I didn't require you to read any Star Wars Legends novels either.
Which, that would have been better than sitting down to watch The Rise of Skywalker.
Because you might have known if this was a question about, like, her...
Prince Shizor.
Prince Shizor.
GZP.
Yeah. But that's no longer canon.
Unfortunately, I need a series with Prince Shizor.
Those aliens have shown up in other things that are now canon,
Good.
but not Prince Shizor.
Which is a damn shame.
Yeah.
He's so cunty.
Well, I think our palates are cleansed.
Very cleansed.
Very great job on a perfect intermission.
Thank you.
I'm very happy for you.
You're gonna have to make those questions harder for next time.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll have another intermission later, but first, we have to talk about maybe the weirdest chapter 2 possibility, which is the stranger.
So, I think the stranger is... Okay, so there's two cuts of the game. Or there's two, like, there's the original cut
release,
and then there's the pristine cut.
Which added a lot of content.
And I think the stranger got a lot of help in the pristine cut. Not directly in her route, although I think part of it is in her route. There were some art updates that happened with the stranger.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I think of the stranger as sort of the like Stanley Parable option.
Very much so.
Of like you get her by like trying to not play the game.
But also we get the contrarian, and the contrarian is great.
Yeah.
What if I just threw it out the window?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I already did. So I want to say B tier. I like the stranger. Stranger's really cool conceptually, but I never go out of my way to get her.
Well, she doesn't like lead to anything else then either.
Well, you're kind of right. So this is what I mean by she got a lot of love from the pristine cut.
Okay.
So there's one way you can make her have an impact beyond her chapter.
If you visit her first, right?
If you visit her first.
If that's your first princess vessel.
She becomes the heart of the shifting mound. Because she's effectively like a proto version of the shifting mound.
Because
she's almost aware of herself.
Because the last time you see the princess, she'll look the way you first met her, which is usually the princess. But if you messed around, it'll be the stranger.
Right, because you turned around and that was the first way you encountered her.
Yeah.
And I think that adds a lot. I think with the finality of the shifting mound encounter, I guess I think the stranger adds the sense that there's multiple possibilities beyond what's been presented to you. That I think she represents like a humbled shifting mound.
I've never gotten her as that, so...
In context, not much of the dialogue from what I remember changes. But in context, it makes a lot of sense. At least that's been my interpretation. And this is very much a game that relies a lot on your interpretation. So
I do personally have a pet peeve with the stranger. I'm not going to change your ranking.
Sure.
My thing is, I just don't let... I mean, I get the whole point is that she's made up of, like, the like, what could have beens. And, like, she doesn't fully form because she's made up of all these different possibilities. I don't like how the sound mixing does... the multiple voices over each other just
it's
because
hard for you to like dissect them.
Because they're talking at different speeds. And I think that a few times when the game tries to do people talking in unison, that they like don't actually have them talk in unison. It kind of sounds like they did just different takes and put them over top of each other.
Okay. So it's like an ADR sort of.
It makes something in my brain
itch.
Melt.
Yeah.
Like a similar thing happens when the tower can actually like break the narrator's will, and then the narrator and the tower are talking at the same time.
But it's not quite.
Yeah, they're not in the same meter, so I have issue with it.
That makes sense.
But
Okay.
personal pet peeve doesn't need to impact you.
That is the director coming out.
Yeah.
I get it. I do get it. I think that's fair.
I'm not even saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I don't like it.
Yeah, nope, that makes perfect sense to me. I still think she belongs in B tier.
Yeah.
I even think with that criticism, I'm like, it's still.
I mean, I'm happy with B tier for that.
No, I totally
That's
agree.
probably about where I
good.
would put her.
I think I'm good with that.
I don't think she deserves C tier.
No. I even think the Beast is maybe a little sad down there in C tier. I don't think I have a whole lot else I can put down there. I might have one or two. Anyways, on to
The Prisoner.
The Prisoner. Okay. Prisoner was one of my first.
Okay. I think I got her near the beginning of my playthroughs also.
Yeah, I think she was like your second or third.
I want to say third because I remember very clearly second was Damsel.
Okay, yeah, which they're parallels, which is great.
Yeah, so this is like you have to take the knight down with you so that she's more abrasive towards you.
Yes.
But then you have to try to help her escape.
Mm-hmm.
But then you ultimately can't because the narrator hijacks the narrative.
Right.
And now she's kind of resigned to the fact that she will like always be trapped down here. Maybe
Yes.
she's not quite resigned to it yet.
Um,
But she like you get a repeat of her like cutting off her hand to get out of the shackle. Now she thinks she can do it with her head.
and to her own surprise, she can.
Yeah.
Well, actually, she's not even surprised. She's like, "Hey, thanks for believing in me."
It depends on you, the player, and
Yeah.
whether or not you believe in her.
Right.
Because
So
that's how she works.
I like the Prisoner a lot. I think the Prisoner does a lot of what. Hear me out on this.
Okay.
I feel like in terms of the way that gameplay and story and choice interact, I think her and the Tower share a lot of similarities. I think she does it better than the Tower. She gives you agency even if she doesn't have agency. She's convinced that she has no agency. And by doing so, you kind of can convince yourself that you don't either. And I think that's a little more interesting than what the Tower does.
That is interesting, yeah.
I also think that the way that the skeptic is introduced as like a parallel is very good at trapping you in the same mindset that the prisoner is in, and I think I really like that. I think I want to put her in A tier. She is one of the best. I don't know if she's my favorite. It's high A tier. Honestly, like, I would put her right on the border between A and S. I like her a lot. I think she's got really, I think she adds a lot to...
For a more, like, grounded vessel, for a more, like, grounded situation, it's not as high concept. I think it is very evocative.
Yeah, and I actually noticed I tend to like the less high concept ones, at least in Chapter 2. I think in Chapter 3 I'm much more open
Chapter
to
3
those.
is when it can go, like, balls to the wall.
Yeah. I feel like I've earned those.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think she was one of the first ones that I got. I think the ending that I got with her was the shackle ending, where I sat next to her, put my head in the shackle, and went, "This is cool, isn't it? I'm glad we did this."
Oh, I never did that.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah, that one's fun. The world basically starts like you're there so long, and the cabin decays around you, and you
Okay.
can just leave.
Oh, neat.
It's neat. Yeah. No, it's
So by waiting, you are free.
I like one of the things that I like about this is the sort of the and we're gonna get into this a little bit more with our next vessel. I'm pretty sure. I think it's the last one we have to do. But she kind of represents like pure cold logic.
Yeah.
Where everything is already gamed out. She is, funny enough, in a prisoner's dilemma.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
very similar to the witch, and I really like her and the witch.
And she needs you to hand her the
similar.
knife
Yep.
to do what she's gonna do.
Yep.
I
And
think
you need to
there's
trust her. There's a lot of themes that are overlapping.
I think
there.
there's the option to try and cut her out yourself.
Yeah.
And see if she's gonna be okay with that.
Yeah. So I think what she represents is like the being cut off from your own emotions and what that's going to look like and what that might do to somebody and how that might end up putting you into a loop of inability to act.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's for her own. Like, she's not unable to act on her own accord. I think she just it's like the elephant that gets like shackled to a post when it's a baby. You've heard that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like what circus trainers would used to do.
Yeah.
At least from my understanding. I fact check me.
It's
on
like
that.
a way of like teaching an animal that
it has no control.
Yeah.
So when it's an adult, it has no agency. But it almost seems like she's the adult elephant going, no, I think I can get it this time.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. I think she's multifaceted.
I also think it's really funny when she cuts her head off and she doesn't stay alive.
Yeah.
I just really like that as a comedic twist. On,
it's like, oh wow, she's
Yeah.
actually dead. I don't know what I expected.
And then you can choose to carry her head out of the cabin, and the narrator's like, "No, what are you doing?
We're disgusting. What are you doing?
You won. You won. Don't carry her out."
That's so weird. It's like a mix of like disgust and like, no, wait, stop. just stop because like this is gonna ruin things. No, the prisoner's great. I like the prisoner a lot. She was one of the first ones I got. I
haven't seen too many other people talk about this game, but I have a feeling the damsel is like a fan favorite.
Yeah. The damsel is... Have you ever gotten the deconstructed damsel ending?
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Okay, this one's really cool. So, okay, I'm gonna put her in S tier.
I think she
deserves it.
And I have a feeling a lot of people like her because she is kind of like a wish fulfillment. Like, she's kind of like the dating sim aspect of the game being played straight.
Yes.
I like her because I think it's really funny.
I also do too. So, okay, I need to show you this, but the construction and the arbitrariness of that wish fulfillment aspect gets literally deconstructed in front of you. Step by step, frame by frame.
I mean, I've gotten one of the possible like third chapters that
it's not a chapter 3.
Okay.
It is a
so
different
it is an ending
version.
to the damsel chapter.
Yes, it is an alternate ending to chapter 2.
Okay.
So, you can, what is it? You can just take her out of the cabin, but you can also keep asking her, I don't know, what do you want to do today? And you break her.
Because her whole thing is she wants to be the perfect princess for you.
She wants to be whatever you want her to be.
Even if that means destroying the world. Like, she has no sense of morality if you ask her if she destroyed the world. She's honestly, like, is that what you want?
Barely has a sense of self.
Yeah.
Like, that's the other thing. It's like, she is kind of a deconstruction of, which, you know, that's literally that ending is called the deconstructed damsel.
Okay. This chapter also gives me my single favorite line in the entire game, which is if you stab her and she says, I'm going to die now. I think that's what you want.
It's so good. She's so good. There's so many layers to it because I think it's really playing with visual novels as a medium, as like how often they become dating sims and how often they're used to like foster a sense of intimacy without always having it be earned.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a person who's very critical of dating sims. I don't want to say they're all terrible or you shouldn't play them.
No.
But I can feel very like condescended to if I play any kind of like very wish fulfillment-y game.
I agree.
So
I'm not in a point in my life where I need that.
Yeah, so the damsel is speaking my language because I think it is very aware of like what it's doing.
I think even people who are not aware of like what it's trying to do, like let's say you get the damsel on your first playthrough, and you save the princess. Congratulations, Shinji. You get the damsel and you rescue her again, and oh wow, I guess I won the game, and then you didn't. And then I think that kind of like drops the floor out from
it's so cold, and she disappears. And
you're just like, wait, no, I won. What's going on?
Yeah.
I know. She's great. I think she does a lot of... I think getting her as your first one can be really interesting to set up later vessels. And also, I think she does the agency the removal of agency theme very, very well.
Yeah.
And I think that's just kind of a theme across all of these, of just like removing agency from both herself and the player. Even the tower, I think, like, kind of to wrap up, because it looks like we're moving on to
Chapter 3s.
our Chapter 3s. So,
yeah.
kind of to summarize, I think our Chapter 2s are very much, like, about removing agency from both the princess and the player.
Yeah.
Because even the tower is trapped as... It's Nietzsche. So, like, Nietzsche talks about the master-slave dynamic and how the... master is just as trapped by his impulses and his power and all of these things as the slave is, as the slave is by his chains. So all of these characters are effectively being deprived of their agency.
Yeah.
I think the one, weirdly enough, with the most agency is the adversary.
I think so, because she's doing what she wants.
She's choosing actively to do what she wants. There doesn't seem to be any regret with her, and I think I like that the most. Probably followed by the witch. I think the witch is also, like, even though she's dealing with, like...
She's rebelling against the agency pretty well.
Yeah. Does a pretty good job. Most of the endings with her, you die. So, you know, or she gets off scot-free. So, you know, she kind of makes out pretty okay on those.
So here we have the Eye of the Needle. So I think of
Chapter 3s.
I think of this as sort of the...
culmination of Chapter 2's adversary?
Yeah, this is like adversary plus.
So
I don't know if you can get to her any other way.
No, you can't. So the way that Chapter 3's almost... I don't know if there's any exceptions, but the way that Chapter 3's work is that there is a fuse path. There's like a branching path that, like, both vessels that are related can get to. And then there is an extension of the current path. So the only ones that don't have that are the Razor and the Stranger,
which are the two weirdest Chapter 2s.
And they're connected by their weirdness. By their weirdness, yeah.
So here we have, you met the adversary, she just wants to fight, and you say, I just want to fight too, and you get increasingly just fight, and now, like, the field is very narrow, and that's why it's called the Eye of the Needle, because you're in the tunnel.
So... I never got the Eye of the Needle.
This is the one you never got?
I never got the Eye of the Needle. Yeah, this is the one I never got, so you're going to get to explain this one to me.
So not that I've ever fully, I've gotten it once, so I haven't fully exhausted the possibilities of it. But it becomes now, the driving force in your head is still the voice of the stubborn.
Right.
And you're now joined by the voice of the hunted. So two very strategic, but like, and they're very working in tandem now because they're both. Voice of the stubborn really wants to kill her. Voice of the hunted wants to survive. So they have a lot they can agree on here.
That's interesting because usually the voices are in conflict. In that chapter, that kind of a chapter scenario.
Here
they work together quite nicely
because she gets a little bit spikier in this form, but the big difference is the terrain now. Instead of a forest, you're now on a path in the woods that's like a valley.
I see.
And then you have to climb down this hole, this like of jagged rock, and then walk through a really narrow cave. And she's like barely fitting in this. And the ending I got, well, the strategy I went to with was the hunted is like we're never gonna win in here. There's not enough room to really. Our only advantage is speed, and we can't move anywhere in here. And stubborn, of course, wants you to like.
No, go for it, come on.
But you can talk him into like, let's lure her out. So you fight pretty much outside of where the cabin would be, like basically on the like foundations of where the cabin would sit.
Right.
And you have one last epic clash with her.
Okay, no, that's cool. I feel like it's a relatively linear path. Like there's maybe like two options you can get to.
Yeah, which is maybe kind of the idea because it is supposed to be narrow.
Right, it's supposed to be limiting your options.
I didn't find it to be an incredibly like nuanced, like interesting. Like I don't think the metaphor is particularly strong, but I could be missing things.
You did mention having more sex than you know what to do with, and I think actually this is kind of a There's a lot, from what I understand about this, not having played it.
I was going to edit out me saying that, but now I'm not.
Now you're not. Congratulations. I went from 0 bitches to 1 bitch, and that 1 bitch is me.
As a married ace person, I literally have more sex than I know what to do with.
The theming and the imagery that are invoked by the title, it's all tying into that sexual, like, imagery. Like, it's a valley, it's constricted, it's sort of evoking.
It can be kind of like vaginal, you know?
That is exactly what they are doing. She barely fits in the cave. There is, like...
I want to tell you, I'm not thinking about that at all when I play these chapters.
No. And that didn't come to mind to me either. This came as more of like an analysis thing. Because I struggled to understand the adversary when I first got it. So this is something that I've read about and kind of seen other people's interpretations of. So I'm kind of, I'm going off of third-hand experience right now.
Yeah.
But maybe with my third-hand experience and your first-hand experience, we can bridge the gap somewhere.
I mean, my thought is, I thought it was neat, but I wasn't blown away.
Yeah.
So, I'm not really trying to sell this like a new car to you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe B tier.
I was leaning toward B tier.
Yeah.
She sounds like an extension of the adversary.
If you want more adversary, here's more adversary.
Yeah.
I don't think it paradigm shifts it the way that
Could
the cage shifts the prisoner.
Yeah.
It elevates the concept. I don't think it's a really elevated version of the concept.
I mean, I think one thing that it does do is kind of says that relationships that are based around pure sexuality or exclusively sexuality will eventually find that they can't there's not a lot of places where they can go beyond that if there's nothing else built on it. So kind of the choice that the stubborn makes is to, no, we're doing this. We're 100% all in here. And I think by getting to the eye of the needle, it's like, we've experienced so much. What else is there to do?
Yeah.
That's at least the kind of the interpretation I'm pulling from it, but, if you have different thoughts,
I think that's a fair interpretation.
Leave them in the comments.
Yeah, I don't have a better one than that, personally.
So, B tier, strong. I think she does iterate on the adversary like the other ones do, but I also don't think she's a particularly strong one in comparison.
I don't think it's derivative.
No, absolutely not. No. There are very few of the chapter 3s that I dislike. There's a handful I don't like as much, but probably not going to see anyone go below C tier, I don't think. Maybe there's an exception.
So, let me tell you, the Fury.
Fury's an interesting one.
So, I said the first time, my very first run of it, I went from the Princess to the Tower and then to the Fury. So that was my first vessel I offered to the Shifting
John,
Mound.
I am so sorry.
I am a Fury hater. I don't think it's actually trash objectively.
No.
But I don't like this one. I've seen 2 different ways the Fury ends, and I'm not really into either of them. And I was having a great time the first time playing through it, but then I was looking back at all the other things I could have gotten, I was like, this one's not particularly good. Then I showed this to a friend. They got the Fury the first time, but they got a different thing for their first their first exposure to this game, and they
might have dropped the game.
They might have dropped the game. I was trying to convince her to buy this game, and now I don't think she will.
So funny enough, I did talk to her later. She's like, it was interesting, kind of cooking on it a little bit. So, okay, here's my Fury cell.
Okay.
What is your let me pitch you first.
Okay.
Or let me throw, see what you think.
Let's
first.
go. Yeah.
What is
I'm
your
ready?
what's
I'm
your
ready to be
thematic?
proven wrong.
What's your thematic interpretation of the Fury?
I think I never really got it because both times I was thinking so much about
you were
the
frustrated.
game and the experience. I mean, it is frustration in a way.
Yes.
It's a little bit of you get the stubborn in this one. And it's just kind of driving and going and going and going until you win the game.
Yes.
The other side of it is you can get the are you still here, are you still you path, where she turns you into organs and
reconstructs and deconstructs.
And it takes so freaking long.
So, okay.
And it's so long.
That ending, I think, is really cool. So, there's
I also like when art is like a little bit like abrasive to its audience.
Yeah.
So
no,
I mean,
I like that about it.
I don't want to completely close myself to this as a concept either.
So the idea, so I think the concept here, I think playing between like egalitarianism and submission and power, I think in the middle there is nothingness and kind of the how arbitrary power dynamics are really are, because it has to exist between two people. And when one of them is not there anymore, the other loses their relationship to them. And I think you really see that in the tower leading up to the Fury.
Yeah.
More than the adversary leading up to the Fury, but I do see them both. On top of that, there's an inherent question of like, what are you? Like, are you your mind? Are you the voices in your head? Not really. Are you your body? Also, not really. I've kind of been reconstructed and deconstructed and broken down into atoms and reconstructed again, just to be reconstructed again.
Yeah.
What are you? Like, it's an impossible question to answer in pure words. Like, honestly,
I mean, I love transcendental themes, and this is like a very transhumanist thing.
And funny enough, the trans person likes it.
Yeah. Like, I like that in other things. It was just not speaking to me in this instant. That's... I mean, you're the boss
Bold.
here.
I think the Fury
V, I want you to defy me, so...
Yeah, no, okay.
I support this decision.
Kneel.
There's no point resisting. Just give in. Wasn't that easy? I'm now your voice of the broken.
I'm so sorry. Oh god, worst one.
It was always going to turn out this way.
Shut the fuck up. God, alright. No, I don't want this one anymore. Give him back.
I'm gonna die early this run just so that he stops talking.
I don't know. I feel like you might have said that at one point.
I think I did.
Alright, so speaking of which, the apotheosis.
This was the one that I got last night that I had to text you because I was like, this is so cool.
Okay. Apotheosis.
This is like the tower plus.
Yeah.
She is no longer the size of the room, she is now the size of a mountain.
Yeah, she's like a god
Yeah.
at that point, like an actual one.
She's
not
like a
just
realized
like,
god.
She's kind of like a demigod in the tower, and now she's like the actual, like she ate the tower, and now now she's like 3 towers.
Yeah. Because she basically becomes so aware that she can like defeat you in chapter 2,
So we're gonna
and then
switch
say,
roles this time.
You're
gonna
come
sell me.
back and.
Because, like, I think there's cool stuff here, but I've never been able to kind of put it all together for myself.
I mean, one, I just liked the pure anime spectacle of it, and again, I love the art style
Sakuga,
of how they make her look big is like so impressive to me.
Yeah.
My other thing is, I really like whenever the game plays with the aspect of how not just you, the player, but also the princess know that you're reiterating in loops.
Yes.
At least in, like, 3-section loops.
Right.
Before, she forgets again. I love the concept that the tower knows you're going to be back after she kills you and plans that for her actual ascension. And then I like being able to defeat her in spite of that by freaking throwing the knife into her eye.
Yeah.
I don't have like a very like academic support for this one. I just think it fucking rules.
It does. It does. Also, the music slaps.
Yeah.
Music's so good. Oh god. Brandon Boone really kills it.
I'm not trying to say S tier.
No. And I don't think I'd put her in S tier. I want to, because, like, big lady, like, I understand.
All I want to do is see you turn into...
And she does!
Yeah.
To her credit, that is exactly what she does.
I also just really like the word apotheosis.
It's such a cool word.
That's a great SAT word.
I like... So there's a few different endings where you kind of get a preview of her true form as the Shifting Mound. And this is one of them.
Yeah, because you burst out of the ground.
You get, but also, like, there is, how, Did you get the ending where you join the Shifting Mountain and you just kind of go, hey, look, no, I actually do want to be with you?
I have gone that where we kind of like look out into eternity together,
Yeah.
and then the game ends. Yeah.
That clip
Yeah.
they use, which funny enough is actually just grass growing.
I was
over
wondering
and
what
over
that.
again.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
I couldn't make out what that would have been.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get a preview of that with the apotheosis.
That's cool.
So there's a lot of cool things going on, but because I never really have all of the pieces together, I think I'm gonna put her in B tier.
You know, that's okay.
Yeah.
I got my excitement talking about it.
But no,
It's
like,
a roller coaster.
I'm like, I want to put you in A, but I need to be able to justify it. And B is kind of like a holding place of like, come on, give me a little more, sweetie.
There is no shame being put in B tier.
Oh, for sure.
Also, I think
Yeah.
I had so much disdain for the tower, even though it's good.
Yeah,
That-
you're just the character. Like,
Any
you're like,
chance-
oh god,
Any
yeah.
chance to beat the tower, whether it's in the tower
Yes.
chapter or in this chapter,
Yes.
feels so good to me.
Oh my god, very satisfying, deeply. You just kind of knock her down a peg.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get it, I do. Can we come back to that one?
we can.
Okay.
We can go out of order.
I actually want to come back to all of the ones that were in the pristine cut. So that's this one and this one. I want to do those last.
Okay, we're gonna put you guys over here.
So, because I think they kind of deserve their own time.
Sure.
Because, yeah.
If I knew these three were pristine cut exclusive, I probably would have put them last,
That's
actually.
okay. I know how you think.
And I didn't know.
Look, you know me. I know you. We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. Okay.
So let's talk about the Wraith. The Wraith is actually... I got this in my first, full playthrough, and I don't remember it very well.
Okay.
A lot of it is kind of mixing in with the Nightmare. Because the Nightmare can be before it.
There's a lot of overlap with the Nightmare. The Wraith... So the theme with the Wraith that connects between the Spectre and the Nightmare is sort of like, instead of trying to win the control or influence over the other party, it's a grabbing of control, a seizure of control, the almost desperate clawing of compared to the tower where she does it effortlessly. Like, there's a lot of similarities there, but what the Wraith does is like, no, you are letting me out whether you want to or not. There's a defiance that kind of comes with it from being scorned, from being pushed away. And I think because of that, I like the Wraith thematically. But similarly to the tower, I find her very frustrating. And I've noticed it's very easy for me to get her when I don't want to.
Does the Wraith have a part in it where she's possessing you and you have limited options to fight her, or you
your bones crunch and it's like, she's kind of piloting you like a meat suit, and it's very uncomfortable. This one's hard. I'm
not arguing for and against so much as I just can't really remember.
I'm gonna say B tier. Not because
I mean, is she sort of like Nightmare Plus, or...
No, because that's a different one. She is the intersection. So they both try to possess you. Both the Spectre and the Nightmare tried to
and you
possess
can get to her from Spectre or Nightmare, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's where the intersection comes from. That's the... Whereas the Nightmare is about that separateness, and the Spectre is about yearning for that closeness, the Wraith kind of blends the two and forces them together.
Okay.
So by kind of removing the possibility of ever separating the two, and kind of that violence that thematically I really like her, but she's really frustrating when I play when I get her. Yeah. I'm just like, I've seen this one.
Yeah, for me, I think I know I got her in my first playthrough, but in my mind she's kind of nested between what to me were more interesting vessels.
Yeah. I think I forgot to mention that I also got the damsel in my first playthrough.
I feel like a lot of people are going to get damsel first playthrough because once they realize they need to try different things and get different experiences, I think it's natural for somebody to be like, oh, well, I'm going to treat her super nice this time.
Yeah. So, the first one, in my first playthrough, I got, from the ones we've covered so far, damsel, nightmare, razor, and prisoner. So there's one in the chapter 3s that I did get in my first playthrough that we haven't gotten to yet.
Okay.
So that's really all I've got to say about Wraith. Like I said, there's a lot of similarities between her and the tower. But I think it's executed well. I think she's written well, but I don't particularly like getting her chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Cool. Let's move on.
You gotta help me on this one too, because I got it really recently, but it's kind of, so the moment of clarity.
Yes.
I remember her crawling up out of the hole. She has like a bunch of extra arms. How do we get there?
That is Nightmare Plus. So that is the extension of the Nightmare.
Okay.
So.
And you like refuse to give her what she wants, or you choose to stay with your nightmare?
If you choose to stay with her, the moment of clarity is sort of, God, I used to understand it. It's one of those things where I keep coming back to it and I keep losing the message.
I'm like, it feels like it was really important, but I don't remember. Was it like a moment where the princess recognizes the cycle? Or...
Yes. Moment of clarity is, recognizing the cycle, recognizing the futility of it, because the way that you've gotten to the moment of clarity is very similar to the Razor. So there's a lot of parallels between her and the Razor. In universe, you are getting over and over, you're dying over and over, and she's dying over and over again. And basically witnessing all of the other possible futures painfully, slowly. And you collect all of the other voices, and they all basically go, yeah, we're all pretty fucked, aren't we?
Oh, yeah, that was the interesting part of it to me, was, like, hearing so many voices at once.
Yeah.
And there are a couple other situations like that, like the Razor and the Fury can also lead to that, but this was the situation where I especially liked hearing all the voices.
Yeah. No, I think the moment of clarity is really cool. I want to, like, chew on that one more. She's one of the ones where I'm like, I know why I like you, and it's the reason I can't describe you, and I think I need to pull you apart more. I'm going to put her in A tier. I think she's great. I think she's really cool. I think it's a great extension of the Nightmare. I think
the moment of clarity is really good too if you've already had a few runs through the game to like kind of recognize how the whole game works. Yeah. This kind of examines it more.
It's rough if you get it in your first playthrough because it doesn't really help you understand anything right away.
Yeah.
I think in retrospect it can have that effect for sure, but like right away you're just like,
see, my thing is, I think the Fury is also like that, and I think you can appreciate it more with more playthroughs, but I think the Fury is so easy to get on your first playthrough.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a sample size problem, though.
Maybe.
That's interesting. That's interesting that 2 people got there on their first playthrough. Because I think my first one was basically a little no, actually. I got, so there's other endings you can get that are kind of like bad endings. They kind of nudge you to be like, don't do this one again.
Like when you like follow all the directions and you get that like crayon drawing, like hooray!
Yeah, well, that one leads you to the spectre.
Yeah.
However, there's another one where if you it's similar to the how you get the stranger, but basically you kind of wander off into... I forget exactly how you get the ending, because it was so disorienting for me. But basically you get... the game will actually give you an achievement called Denial, and then it'll give you another one called Anger, and then Bargaining, and then Depression,
and then Acceptance? Okay.
So you effectively just, like, try to cheat the game out of getting to any vessels. And it's very hard, and it's hard for me to remember how I got there. But I did, and I did it on my first playthrough. And I'm very confused about what the hell I was thinking.
And now I cannot find it.
Yep, exactly. So, anyways, little interlude.
Well, speaking of interludes,
yay!
It is time for our second and final intermission of the game. This Slay the Princess is, I think, the most impressive game about making choices I've ever played.
I'm
choices matter.
So happy to have shown it to you. Genuinely, like, I'm glad I shared it with you.
I think in a lot of ways it is kind of the most recent evolution in branch storytelling in games, but video games, of course, have had a lot of history for this.
Yeah.
Which I'd like to discuss in a game called Temporal Morals.
Okay, alright, let's go.
I want you to identify these video games based on a simplified version of the possible timelines.
They're described badly.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to show you some timelines, which I've simplified a little bit.
Okay, I like this. Alright, let's go.
So, question 1. We have a path here with 3 possible endings. We have kill 0 monsters, free monster kind from the underground. Kill some monsters, leave the monsters in political disarray. Or kill all monsters, get possessed by a dead child.
So, I'm glad you softballed me really early.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I understand the framing. It is Undertale.
That is, of course, Undertale.
I've played a little bit of Deltarune. I've got to chapter 3, and I keep having to loop back. So funny enough, with all the looping, because
that one would look kind of like an old telephone cord.
Kind of, yeah. So I'm real quick side tangent because I'm famous for those.
Love side tangents.
So the way it currently works, and maybe the commenters can help me out, is, so from what I understand, anytime I've beaten Jevil in my chapter 1, I can later go back and get in chapters 2 or 3 and go to the castle town and retrieve the either the Devil's Knife or
the Jevil Tail.
Jevil Tail.
Yeah.
Either one. I can get one of the. I can get those if I've beaten him in my prior playthrough. But I don't. I beat Spamton on a save file before I beat Jevil on the other save file. Like, before I imported it.
So you want a save file that has both of those achievements on it.
Or I'll have to beat Spamton again. Which might kind of be, yeah.
I kind of feel like you're going to have to fight Spamton again.
That's fine.
He is probably the easiest of those secret bosses, though.
Probably, yeah. Because you just have so few tools to deal with Jevil so early on that, like, it's not the hardest thing in the world, but it did take me longer than Spamton. So, anyways, little side tangent over.
Well, you get the you get kind of the framing here.
Yeah.
So let's look at our second timeline here. So this one's a little bit more complicated. We have 2 timelines that you can jump between based on your actions, but it ultimately ends in activate the ray field inhibitor to kill all superhumans, or destroy the ray field inhibitor to kill all non-superhumans.
I think this is X-Men. Is this X-Men? Because it feels like the first movie.
Now these are all video games, just to,
okay. Well,
to clarify, these are about moral choices in video games. So I'll give you that one for free.
Okay, all right. I brought my Magic deck to a Super Smash Brothers tournament.
Yeah.
All right, it's fine, understandable. I mean, you can play Cloud in both of them.
I will say though, and this is not like a licensed game. This isn't like a licensed superhero thing. But X-Men is kind of like a good sort of kind of close to what this property is.
Damn.
This one might be a little tough, actually.
Yeah.
I feel a little bad putting this one so early in the quiz.
That's okay. My problem is I don't get answers and bad answers. I get answers and no answers.
So this was a game that's it's very binary in its choices. There's a good ending and a bad ending.
Is it Infamous?
V, I'm gonna give that to you. This is Infamous 2.
Damn! Alright! Okay, I see the red and the blue. I get it now. I understand.
Oh no, she's noticing the colors.
I see the vision.
Oh, she's noticing the colors. Oh crap.
I'm no longer colorblind.
Yeah, so you could choose at any time to start doing more good things or more bad things and change your goodness and badness rating, but at the end you had to either get the good or the bad ending.
Damn. I mean, that kind of sucks.
I should say the hero or the villain ending.
Right.
Number 3, we have only 2 choices here. Harvest energy from little orphan girls to increase your power, or don't do that.
I'm gonna refrain from making that joke. It's Bioshock. Don't do that. Correct answer. Don't do that. Maybe don't, actually.
The funny thing about Bioshock is that you ultimately are more powerful for not harvesting energy from, like, the rewards you get for doing that make you ultimately more powerful.
Yeah.
Which I think kind of ruins the moral choice a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think
they should make it, like, harder to be good, because that's what tests your morality.
So, I mean, it is also commenting on the, it's also using the narrative to comment on the philosophy of the game. So basically it's saying libertarianism never works because everyone always ends up eating each other.
We are more powerful if we help each other.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point, actually.
See? Yep.
Oh, you've made me
like Bioshock
reconsider and I really like Bioshock, so thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
Question 4 here. Get on the train with the G-Man or die. Notice that this decision is very late in the timeline.
Is this Half-Life? Is this Half-Life?
This is Half-Life.
Half-Life!
Half-Life 1.
Full life consequences.
At the very end of the game, the G-Man says either will you cooperate with me, and if you don't, he teleports you to a room with endless aliens and you die.
Oh, I see. I actually never got around to playing the first Half-Life. I know there's Black Mesa now, which is like a remake of it in Source, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of a better quality version of it.
Or it's in Source Filmmaker, I don't know which one.
Could be.
It'd be fun. It'd be fun.
Boss fight with a Skibbity.
Yeah. Ugh. Say it, suffering.
Question 5. Do you support your adopted family that kidnapped you as a baby and lied about it? Do you support your biological family that you literally met yesterday whose matriarch you just got killed?
Aw.
Or do you buy $20 DLC to walk your own path?
Look, I like independence. I'm gonna buy that $20 DLC and be promptly disappointed because I never played this game and it's Fates. It's Fire Emblem Fates.
It is Fire Emblem Fates.
I didn't want to have to buy 2 games.
Which is why the choice is very early in the timeline, because it basically depends on what version of the game you have. Yeah. If you bought all the versions, then it's going to really be a choice for you. Otherwise, it's just kind of an advertisement for other versions of the game you don't have.
Ooh, God, I wish I liked you. You're just a version of the game that got worse than Awakening. And I like Awakening. It's got problems, but I like Awakening a lot.
I think Fates was very ambitious. I just don't think I don't think it panned out on everything it wanted to do.
Yeah, I think somebody should have said, hold up. I genuinely think somebody should have stopped somebody else. But anyways, that's me. Let's go on.
Question 6. Whatever choices you make earlier on, eventually you're going to be left with the final choice. Let the town be destroyed in a temporal maelstrom, or go back in time and let your best friend get shot in the girl's bathroom.
In the girl's bathroom? It's Life is Strange, right?
It is Life is Strange.
Yeah. I just... The girl's bathroom actually did. Because, so I've never actually played Life is Strange. I know it's good, but I never actually got around to playing it, but...
It's a weird game.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's lots of people who don't think it's good, and I can understand that.
Yeah. But I've heard a lot of good things about it. Most people who do talk about it pretty positively.
I like it. I also think it's really bizarre.
Messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like things that are kind of a mess.
Yeah,
when I can,
me too.
When I can see, the creators kind of made some weird decisions here.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't know entirely what they
weird
wanted to
decisions
do.
That don't make me spend more money are okay with me.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Fire Emblem Fates.
Fuck you, Fire Emblem Fates.
So this one is a little bit inside baseball. But at the very end, are you going to save the animals or kill the animals?
Save the animals or kill the animals. Alright, I'm gonna break my streak here, aren't I?
This might just be a reference you don't know about a game you're maybe a little familiar with.
My shot in the dark, it's bug snacks.
That's a good guess.
It is? Okay.
That's a good guess.
It's not right.
But it's a wrong guess.
It's the first one.
So this is Super Metroid.
Okay, yep. Okay.
At the very end of Super
Okay.
Metroid, while you're escaping, you can go out of your way to save the bird and the little monkey alien things.
Okay.
And the only thing it changes about the ending is you can see the pixel that is their ship escaping the planet when you do. So in the speedrunning community, this has become known as save the animals and kill the animals.
I see.
And in speedrunning live events like Games Done Quick, what they'll usually do is have donations. Since this is one of the most speedrun games ever,
Okay.
there will usually be donation incentives where people are voting on whether to save the animals or kill the animals. So that's why that's
Interesting.
what the
Okay.
endings are known
Yeah,
as by
I
the
would have never
speedrunning
guessed
community.
that is the most like curveball question you could
Yeah,
have given me.
that's a little
so-
inside baseball.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Last question.
Oh no! You absolute monster! You absolute... I can't believe you've done this.
I would say this was the most complex moral choice game before Slay the Princess, as you can see from three very nuanced, different endings. I had to simplify this a little bit, but
You have no idea how upset Mass Effect 3 made me.
bing.
Because it is Mass Effect 3. Because I love those games. There's... John, this is rage bait, and you know it.
Here's some trauma for you. You thought you were over this, and you're not. I won't let you be.
Thanks, Dad. Don't take me to church again.
I will say, those lasers each are doing something different that has huge ramifications, but the game is over and you won't really see what those ramifications fully are. So, and all these smaller choices you've made along the way won't really affect it.
It's an execution problem. This could be done well. The laser problem is not the pick a color for your ending, necessarily.
Yeah, I'm leaning into the meme.
It is a good bit, frankly, I get it, but the problem ends up actually being not that you're picking a colored laser, but that it does not give you any compensation or, like, closure for your choices. It gives you text and some still images and sadness and anger and betrayal, denial, bargaining, more depression, and finally acceptance.
And then Mass Effect Nebula. Or Mass
Andromeda.
Effect Andromeda.
That's it, yeah. And then you're like, I know what you are. I am not touching you with a 10-foot pole.
Veronica, 7 out of 8 is a pretty good score.
It is pretty good.
You did very well
Thank you.
at this. Thank you for playing
Do I get a
Temporal
bug snack?
Morals. Yes. I'm thinking Bunger. I think Bunger is one of the best.
Bunger is
best bug snacks.
Look, I've never played Bug Snacks, but is the Bug Snack.
Oh, it's so good. You would
Yeah.
love that game.
Really?
You would love that
Okay,
game.
I would.
It's also very gay.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways,
So now that we got some energy back, maybe more from rage than from passion,
yeah, yes, okay.
let's talk about the Den, which is the Beast Plus. to
The
me.
Beast 2, actually.
Yeah, Electric
yeah.
Boogaloo, and I am not even really sure what the differences are.
So I don't have much of an opinion because I've actually never gotten the Beast, and the little I've seen of the Beast was your playthrough.
I
So
got the
don't-
Beast and I got the Den, and it was cool because it was like a breath of fresh air, but I don't really have a lot of lingering thoughts about
It's
it.
C tier, but I am going to talk about the Beast 2 briefly, which is one of the tracks in Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh,
There's a meme where it is a Spotify playlist called Sex Playlist, and it's just the Beast 2 over and over again. And I'll have to maybe we can play it for the audience just so they can get a little, little taste of it.
Do you think this is going to be like content ID'd if I...
Yes.
Yeah, can we play this really filtered and terrible?
Yeah, absolutely. Just like the playlist intended.
Okay, that's beautiful. S tier. So, no, I think we're gonna put you down there.
That's good. That's some good shit. Yeah, C tier. She's fine. I don't have a lot of experience or opinions. It really is just worse Beast because you don't get to our next one, which is the Wild. And the Wild is one of my favorites. I think it's beautiful.
So you can get here either from the Beast or from the Witch, I think. But it involves basically combining with the Princess. It kind of acts as like a little preview for the Shifting Mound.
Yes.
And yeah, it's like you and the Princess are now one entity. What do you want to do about that?
Yeah, do you want separate... So, funny enough, Evangelion, the last conversation, it really is kind of like end of Evangelion conversations of like, do you want to return to the world as an individual, or do you want to be here? Except the remaining as the unitary entity is...
Do you want to stay in the soup?
Better ending? The soup is the good ending here, actually, because it's like... recognizing... So there's a lot of things that are going on with it. For the record, S tier. I think the Wild is amazing. I think it's beautiful.
I can't argue with that.
One of my favorites.
I also really like how anytime you're like in the princess's mind, all the colors like sort of invert. Like it's not just an inversion, but like...
Yeah.
The color theory on that is really good.
Yeah, for sure. So, there's still that question of, do we cooperate or do we betray? Do we eat? Do we become eaten? And I think it blends the two paths of the Beast and the Witch very nicely. I think it kind of like asks the question on like a higher level. It's like, are we one? Is all life part of one entity, or are we separate? Or am I separate from you? Can I hurt you? Should I hurt you?
Yeah.
And I think it really is asking one of the fundamental questions of the game.
I think so. I think this one kind of plays with the concept on a larger scale in a way that, well, some of the ones that we still have on here also do.
Yeah.
But that makes them... I think some of the best ones.
I think the Wild is one of my favorites. I think that fact that you can get to it from so many different from the Witch and the Beast. I think it elevates the Beast a little bit. I do like that the Beast is before the Den, because I do like it more for this reason, because I think it plays into those themes better. I think it's a good microcosm of the larger message that the game is trying to that the game wants to talk about and really push, like really
I completely agree though.
Culminates in like the Shifting Mound conflict. So beautiful. 100%.
Like it almost feels like the game could end there.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
And I'm glad it doesn't, but it has that level of pathos.
Of gravitas.
Gravitas, that's a better word.
Yeah, but also pathos. Yeah. Like it's very, you feel everything.
Yeah.
It's so good. God, yeah, S tier, 100%. One of my favorites.
I feel a similar way about this one. The Thorn. I think on the concept of like this being a story about two people who have hurt each other, trying to figure out how to move forward or if they even should be together. I think the Thorn is what like zeroes in on that particular question in this plot the best.
So do you know what the last one that I got on my first playthrough was?
Was it the Thorn?
It was the Thorn.
That's a really good one to get almost last.
It's a really, really good one, and it is one of my favorites.
So I believe you can get this from the prisoner, right?
No, actually, she's from the Witch. She is the Witch plus. because she's what happens when you give the witch the knife. She stabs you, and she goes, "What did I just do? Why did I do that? I'm sorry. Am I sorry?" Like,
so at this point on this timeline, you have pretended to help her and then stabbed her in the back, and then she has pretended to help you and stabbed you in the back as revenge. Yeah. And she's recognized this cycle of like, we're just gonna keep hurting each other.
Keep hurting each other. This is sure, do what you want. There's like you see like the hope of like, I want this to be better, but I don't know what to do.
I also think it's really interesting that she starts with the knife in this one.
Yeah.
You can't pick the knife up off the table. She's already holding it.
Also holding it toward herself.
Yeah, and in order for her to escape, she has to let you have the knife.
Yeah.
Which is a very tough decision for her because she doesn't know if you two can ever trust each other.
You're going to stab me again.
Yeah.
Like, and that's going to hurt, and I'm going to be back here. And that's going to hurt even more.
And this game's really fucked up because it gives you the option to stab her again.
Yeah. I think she can even swallow the knife or something like that. There's a whole bunch of... no. But I never got that ending because I want to protect her. And I want... Just like...
You monster.
Yeah. I do not want to meet the person who has that on their Steam achievements from their first playthrough.
Oh, this was just kind of a natural choice for me. I was just kind of being me.
Die. I'll help you.
I'm not the kind of person who says, like, oh, you're a bad person if you did, like, the genocide route of Undertale. Like, these are here for us to explore options.
And it's also, like, how did you come to your decision?
But, yeah.
That's something I will consider. Like, how did you get here?
Yeah.
How did you decide to do that? Yeah. Thorn, S tier.
Easy S tier for
one
me,
of my favorites. One of my absolute favorites.
I have a little more connection to the Thorn than the Wild, personally, because I got the Wild when I was kind of trying to, like, shotgun the last few I wanted to see.
Yeah. And
so I maybe haven't gotten
like,
to fully digest the Wild yet, but...
the Wild kind of, like, also just percolates. Like it sits with you. And you're like, ooh, okay, there's more here. And there's more here. And there's an ending where, to kind of go back to the Wild for a second, there's these, kind of parallel themes, where you can find the heart of the Wild, where you can find the princess, like, in the core of that network, and basically rip her heart out. And it's awful. And so it's a lot like the Thorn in that sense, where it's like,
these two work together really well.
Why did you do this, please?
And it's appropriate that they can both kind of spring out of the witch plotline.
I think that's one of the reasons why I do like the witch so much. I think she's evocative in her own right, but also she leads to two of the best paths in the game.
Yeah.
So, I think to kind of just add to that, like, she's great on her own, but she has some of the best paths as well. Easy S tier, happy to see.
First time I saw the Thorn actually was I was watching the stream you did with Sheikah Arts with our friend Gage.
Yeah.
So, and even not playing it myself and just getting to see it through Gage's playthrough, I was like very emotionally invested in it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good to it's really heartwarming when you do get to see, like, that trust being rebuilt. I think fundamentally, we put our relationships with other people in this space where they are either pure or damaged. Mm-hmm. And that there's really not much space for repair. And I think Thorn kind of reminds me that, like, rupture is part of a relationship, and that sometimes people hurt each other without intending to, and then you just have to do the work to get back there, and you might not like it, and it might not be the same thing you went in with, but it's better for having done it.
This can ultimately be a very reassuring game.
Yeah, for sure. Unless you get the Fury on your first playthrough, then it's very much not.
I still managed to like the game.
I know, but,
and I'll try and get Bree to give it another try.
Yeah.
So our last choice in the vanilla version of the game, if I'm correct, is the Gray. So this is I got here from getting the damsel where she's like trying to be your perfect person and then just stabbing her anyway.
Yeah.
The Gray has a line I really love about how like, oh, I'm not angry at you, it's this place, it makes us hurt each other, so I'm gonna burn it down. I found that very evocative.
Yeah, so do you know what the other ending looks like?
No, I've only gotten the one where she burns it all down.
So the other one is if you slay the prisoner.
Okay.
So the way that the damsel is like, no, it's this place, I will burn it down. There's this like fire, there's passion, there's I'm going to do something about this. Comparatively, the prisoners, it's flooded. It's all wet. It's a swamp. And when you arrive, there's the spirit of the Gray, like the spirit of the princess. When you go down the stairs, you find this well. And at the bottom of the well is the corpse of the princess, and she drags you down. And the Gray is at the top of the stairs, opening the door, and all the water rushes in.
Okay.
And it's just the difference is like, one of the thematic difference that I like is that the prisoner is kind of about inevitability. And like the logic of like, if you have a rational conclusion, you have one conclusion that you will arrive at. There are no multiple conclusions. There's no possibility of agency. The Gray, the damsel Gray, I guess I'll call her.
Yeah, damsel Gray is like kind of hopeful because she's like, oh, we love each other. We just need to get this toxic element out of our lives.
Whereas the prisoner Gray is like, there is nothing, and I will make you suffer with me.
Yeah, this toxic element is all there is.
Yeah.
This is life.
One thing I like less about the Gray is it's only got the one outcome, the one possible outcome. And I think that kind of adds to the theming, but it is kind of a point against it.
It makes it a less fun thing to play through.
So talking about it now actually kind of made me upgrade it. Initially I was kind of on the Gray, but I think she belongs in the B tier. I think she's like low B tier for me. I think she does a lot that's really cool, but it's still never a fun. There's other endings from both of those routes that are way more satisfying, including one of the Chapter 2 endings for the damsel, which you will have watched by the time this video goes up. So,
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that, actually.
Oh, it's great. Oh, man. It's. I wish I could talk about it right now.
Well, my favorite ending for the damsel personally was the Chapter 3 that can roll out of it.
So we're gonna move on to the pristine cut ones, and oh my god, yeah,
Happily Ever After is just heart crushing.
I wept.
This isn't like depressing in a like, oh, these people are so tortured. This is like so horribly realistic.
Yeah, you know what, I was playing this, I think it was in my second playthrough that I got this ending, and I was like, oh my god, I've been in this relationship before.
Yeah, so this is the damsel, and you don't let her leave, because if she leaves the cabin, the world ends. So instead, you and you
rip out your own. I'm pretty sure it's the one where you rip out your own heart, and then you're like, wait, what are you doing? The smitten like makes you rip out your own heart. Yeah.
And then you wake up, you go back to the cabin, she has it all ready for you, and you live out basically eternity with her, or what she's trying to make eternity, but it becomes swiftly clear that, like, she is trying to keep you happy for as long as she can, but there's this, like, inevitability that if it's just the two of you without any new experiences, like, everything will get boring and the relationship will fall apart.
It's you're happy to be not with each other because of each other, but you're happy to be with somebody because you're with somebody.
Yeah.
You're happy to not be alone, but that's not enough. And I think one of the coolest things about this chapter is how the voice, like, you kind of wonder, wait, what happened to the voice of the smitten? And then you're like, oh, he's the shadow.
Yeah, there's this big shadow behind her that she's afraid of, and it's the smitten. It's the person who gave her their heart, and she's like afraid because she now owes him so much.
I owe you. Like, I did this. You did all this for me, and I just want to pay you back, and none of it's enough, and it's heartbreaking. And then when the torches go out, and you finally can be real with each other, and she's just like, I just want to go outside, and I want to dance under the stars, and I'm not tearing up.
And you can decide to let her leave, but you kind of go your separate ways, or you can leave with her, and like it can even be reassuring again of like, oh, we can still like find a way that works, things just need to change. But then of course the way the game works, things get cold and she gets whisked away anyway. So there is like nuance to it. It isn't just a doom and gloom like,
no,
any
not.
relationship is going to crumble because we can't love the same people forever. Like, that's not true.
No, it's you find you actually get to know her for the first time. You ask her what she wants, and she has an answer for you, finally.
Yeah, this is a kind of toxic relationship in a way because there's no conflict at all.
There's two people who do care about each other.
But nobody's advocating for themselves.
Yeah, but nobody loves themselves enough to advocate. It's I give and you give. It's the parable. What's the word?
Like the gift of the Magi?
Gift of the Magi, that's it. I was about to say something completely different. Anyways, yes.
The parable of the sower.
I don't know why that came to mind. I think I heard that recently.
That's a great book.
Yeah, I heard. I should go and read
S-tier?
that. If we're sorting, it's top of S tier. I don't know if we're sorting.
I don't usually sort within it.
Well, it's fine because she would be at top of S tier.
Okay,
But she's
let it be known.
Fantastic. My phone background for a bit, actually. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, okay, next we have...
The Cage. I kind of think of this as Prisoner Plus, though I think that's doing it a bit of a disservice, but the fact that it kind of elevates the her in chains, her in an increasingly ridiculous amount of incarceration.
What I think this is... I think one thing I really like about The Cage is that it says, it really hammers home the point of that rational conclusions being the ones that only lead you to the same conclusions over and over again. So if you're only using logic, you have no agency.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're trying to think of like metagames that have been overly optimized, like this is a very nerdy way of describing this, but like hear me out. So there's games that have been solved, and those games are no longer games. They are puzzles that have been fixed.
Yeah.
They exist in a sort of stasis because there's nowhere else left for them to grow and to move.
Because there's, for some reason I'm thinking like the first set of the Pokemon trading card game.
Okay.
Where there was a best deck you could make.
So this
that
is
was just
actually
mathematically the best deck. It was Electabuzz and Hitmonchan. It was called the Haymaker deck.
Okay.
Just because they were the easiest to get out relative to how much damage they did. You didn't have to evolve them.
Right.
Nothing could keep up with it.
Yeah. It was just so broken.
If you were playing in that, you were either doing that or you were playing it wrong. So it really wasn't a game anymore unless you started banning things.
Right. And that's like kind of not the maybe not like that's a great
that might have been a bit of a tangent.
No. I think that's a great example. I just don't think it's hard for me to describe it without using games because they are so logical but it does make sense. I think one thing that's kind of been useful for me is thinking of like logic and especially Western culture does not very much care for emotions unless it can use them. It doesn't like teaching people about their own feelings. It wants to teach them how to do the thing that you make money and so that you spend money and so that you keep the economy moving. It is a solved system. If you think about it in that sense.
Okay.
So your body moves when your mind knows that you could be doing so many other things, but you know that your body can't choose anything else. Because it has to.
And that's where we get to the Cage.
That's where we get to the Cage.
She So because of the ending that you got in The Prisoner where her head got cut off,
Yeah.
this version of her has a head separated from her body, and you come to realize that the body is doing all the trying to hurt you on its own.
Yes. It believes it to be the only rational decision.
And you get your head cut off. I don't know if there's a way to avoid getting your head cut off in this one. But
I don't actually know offhand.
I don't know if there's another route out of this, but at least in my playthrough, you get your head cut off, and then, to your astonishment, your body and her body continue to fight each other while your heads just watch.
You're just like, oh, this sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it is like the ultimate like resignation to, oh, this is just the cycle, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah. It's a little depressing, but I mean, I think it's really well illustrated. I think you need your left. I think you need, feelings and rationality.
Yeah.
As you need your left and right foot, or at least, whatever would move you forward.
Yeah.
Some forward but opposite motion.
I mean, like, emotions are like a real part of our lives.
Sure.
So to ignore them entirely is illogical in a way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, I like Cage. I like the Cage. I think it's an A tier.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a weirdness with the Cage because for me, at least on my playthrough, I went from like Princess to Prisoner to Cage, and that was my first like loop in that playthrough. Mm-hmm. So the like, oh, they're always going to be fighting each other felt kind of weird to me because at that point, we hadn't really been fighting each other like that yet. Yeah. And I know it's a comment kind of on the game as a whole.
Right, more broadly.
But like it didn't really...
In your playthrough, it kind of gave
it hit me in a weird place.
I can see that. I think I've had that experience before, even if I haven't like fully processed it.
But it is working with themes of the entire game in a smart way.
No, I agree.
So even if it didn't work in universe for me in that one situation.
Totally agree. A tier, excellent.
Our last princess is The Princess and the Dragon.
I thought you said it was a princess, a single princess. That is two princess.
Princess?
I'm kidding. I'm silly. I'm being silly.
My brain is like shutting down.
Oh, so is mine.
Princess and the Dragon. So you, at one point, she stabs at you, and basically your consciousness ends up inside her while the voices and the narrator remain in the body, the like Raven guy body.
Yeah. So the long quiet body. Yeah.
So you start a playthrough where the princess starts in the basement.
So the reason why two princesses, because you're the other princess. You're the other one in the princess.
Okay. Yeah.
So all the other ones are about what is the princess.
Yeah.
Well, it's the princess, but then the dragon as well.
The princess.
Inside of the princess. Hey, Luigi. You have no idea how many times I wanted to make that joke.
That's Mama Luigi to you.
Or was it the bagel? Oh god, it's getting late.
This was another fun one to have in the DLC because it kind of plays with the themes that were already in the game for so much. So playing this one as one of your later... In my case, this was the last one I've ever experienced.
Yeah, which is really good capstone.
Which was this morning.
So good.
This morning I got this for the first time.
So the princess and the... God, that's such a cool experience, though. Having it be your last one.
Yeah.
Ugh, good. So good.
And then I went right from that to talking to the shifting mound, and she was like, let's be together. And I was like, yeah, babe.
Sweetie, honey, baby girl, you only have to ask me once.
We don't even need to do that thing where like all the forms come out and like we argue semantics. I'm just like, yeah, let's go.
I understand you now.
I like getting to see it from I like getting to see it from the princess's perspective. I also love the opportunist in this one. Yeah. Because I love how the opportunist is so ready to kill you.
And he's kind of terrifying, actually. Yeah, he's like I love the animation. They don't use it like frame by frame animation a lot, but like him dangling the knife in front of you is choice.
And you can get back
so good.
You can get back in your body, and as soon as you are, the opportunist is like, hey, you're back! I missed you!
Aw, sweetie!
Oh, finally we got a real leader back.
Yeah, I'm so glad I didn't try to kill you.
Sweetie baby honey gravy.
So, no, The Princess and the Dragon, easy S tier. And I think it's So she's also the Spectre plus.
Yeah.
So the Spectre did not have a unique ending.
Right, I was trying to think of how she gets, how you get your soul ripped out of you. It's because of Spectre possession stuff.
Yep, so she possesses you and then you
force her
kill
out.
yourself.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yep, so you kill yourself while she's in your body, and then when you come back in her body.
Yeah, she respawns with you.
Yep, and... Man, that's such a cool route. I think so.
It's also the most we get to see of the long, quiet, like Raven Man form.
Yeah, and it's really cool. It's a really cool design. I like it a lot.
I like the visual of and the universe trails behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Like how the princess and the long, quiet have this kind of creation versus nothingness, sort of, or like
stasis,
or like change versus stasis. Yeah,
and. I mean, it's a theme that you also see in the cage, where you need both. You need forward movement.
Yeah,
and
which is the other one where you see that body a lot,
right?
Albeit without a head,
right? And you always get previews of your hands.
Yeah,
you get visuals of your
scaly
hands,
crow
your
hands.
Scaly, your weird bird hands. Do birds have hands? Can birds cleave?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. But I guess to wrap things up, I think even tying back into that theme of change and stasis, it's you need both, the same way that you need rationality and emotion. You need your left foot and your right foot, you need a left wheel and a right wheel to move forward. A left oar and a right oar. You need something on both sides to keep moving forward. It's very kind of like a dialectical perspective where conflict and opposing forces can move things forward.
Yeah.
And
thesis, antithesis, synthesis.
Yeah. From Fallout New Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I absolutely love The Princess and the Dragon. I think it does that really well. I think it's another one of those vessels that's great for being a preview of, even if you get it in your first playthrough, you get it close to the end of your first playthrough, like your fourth or your fifth one. I think it's a great preview of what's to come, and that sense of opposing forces, but also just the need to cooperate as part of that. I don't know. I'm starting to get a little tired, so I'm starting to ramble a little bit.
Luckily, Vivi, it is time to close ranks. Yay. Are there any last minute changes you would like to make? We got the kitties down in C tier.
I'm so sorry, kitties. You'll get biscuits later.
We got some ghosties and some weird ones in B tier. We have some interesting ones in A tier. S tier, we got Spectre, Witch, Damsel, Wild, Thorn, Happily Ever After, The Princess and the Dragon.
I think most of those made me cry at one point, or led to ones that made me cry at one point. So really, that is the tier list.
Can there be any better benchmark of success?
Can I just shake my head and go, it's Peem?
Well,
that is the line for peak versus great. I don't think I want to move anyone, but I do want to do something before we close this out.
Okay.
I want you to kind of do you see any patterns?
Okay.
Between what's in what tier?
I mean, I definitely think a lot of the questions of relationships and the cycle of abuse and the cycle of harm hang out in the S tier, whereas in A tier I'm seeing kind of more of the questions about agency, and then B is kind of getting more kind of less metaphorically relevant, and then C is cats.
C is for cats.
C is for cats.
That's why we decided that. We put the cats in the C tier.
Yeah. Did you have a thought on that?
So I think one of the things the pattern I found is that most of the time the chapter 2 vessel and the chapter 3 vessels were usually on the same line, not all the time. but
with their associated
yeah.
chapter
So
3s.
not all the time and not in every single case, because but you see the nightmare and the moment of clarity are on the same tier. The spectre and the princess and the dragon are on the same tier. I think there's something there. The cage and the prisoner are also on the same tier.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I guess those would be the storylines that are
Most resonated
are
with
most
me.
resonating with
Yeah.
you.
And then there's the cats.
Yeah.
I like the cats.
So I mean that would mean that this is the storyline that's least resonating.
It's about cats.
Sam, I forget who he was saying that to in that interview.
Yeah.
That's T.S. Eliot, I think.
I think so.
Talking to Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yeah. Sam, it's about cats.
Well, first, very important question. Vivi, now that we've closed ranks, does this get your seal of approval?
Oh my god, yes.
This tier list gets your seal of
I'm
approval?
I'm happy with this tier list.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. So let everybody know that definitively these are the best to worst, and if you have a problem with this, you have to go fight Vivi.
I will make it your problem.
Yeah.
If you can find me first, and solve my
She's gonna find you first, is the thing.
Are you sure about that?
You won't even, you're just gonna be behind Snap. The moment they think about bringing this to the streets.
Nothing personnel, John. All right, I think
the fury's a little high for me. Let's see how you did today. So, in our mini games here in How to Slay the Princess, we had a 7 out of 7.
Okay.
In Temporal Morals, we had a respectable 7 out of 8. Here's the tough part. In the tier list opinions out of 23 vessels, you tiered 23 out of 23 correctly.
Wait. So I always win.
You got your tier... You said your opinion correctly 23 times.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think so, as far as
I know.
Yeah, do you think you made a mistake?
I don't know. I don't think I made a mistake.
I think you got it perfect. So your final score, we got 7 out of 7, 7 out of 8. Your final score is 3 gold stars.
Oh, yay! Thank you.
So you're going to get the grand prize. You get to plug yourself. Is there anything you want to tell the audience about?
Yeah, so I am working with the Green Scorpion and Chica Arts on a game called Isekai Showdown. It is a card battler based on fighting games. We're currently working through our alpha phase right now. A lot of it is through pen and paper, but we're also building the engine. You can find Chica Arts on BlueSky at Chica.
It'll be on the screen.
Yeah, at that. There it is. Yeah, check us out. We got a lot of cool art already, and we're building the game. We've already got some of our characters built out, so follow us, and we'll be mention Slay the Princess, and I'll give you a cool thumbs up.
Vivi, thank you so much for sticking it out with me. I had an amazing time talking about this game.
Me too. I almost cried once. Congratulations.
I know, I saw.
I know. I was fulfilling the title.
Yeah, these would be our first Tears of Joy.
Tears of Joy.
You know what? I made Oscar laugh so hard at something last time. He did have kind of coughing spasms of joy, but he did not cry.
Coughing spasms of joy.
Yeah, he got pretty effed up.
Aww.
Guys, I'm the Comic Foil. If you want to support the show, there's a list to my Ko-fi in the description. Otherwise, give a like, give a share, give a comment, let us know how wrong Vivi's opinions are. Spoiler alert, they're not at all. They're perfect.
You can tell me I'm wrong, and I'm impenetrable.
And remember, your opinion is always right.
Yep.
Objectively.
Me too.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.